What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with a little bit of commentary about Destiny. And today we're going to be talking about some interesting numbers that Bungie put out on their weekly update. I'm going to talk about a couple things from the weekly update that came out on November 7th, or I'm sorry, I guess it would be November 5th. I'm a couple days late. I've been working all week, so I haven't had much of a chance to really pay attention, but there's a few things on here that struck me as a little bit odd. Of course, also given that Activision did their earnings call earlier this week and talked about how many people were playing Destiny. So I actually wanted to go over some of these numbers because I find them to be really, really interesting. Now, earlier this week, Activision claimed that over 25 million people are now playing Destiny. That's a pretty big number. They claim that's how many players they have now. And then Bungie released their statistics regarding the Trials of Osiris that they just recently, of course, brought back. And that was an event everybody was wanting to do. Everybody was clamoring for it. Everybody wanted to play Trials of Osiris. They were all complaining that it wasn't in with the Taken King and it has to be here and you guys have to give us Trials of Osiris back. So with all that furor over, wanting to play, you would think people would have participated at a pretty high rate in Trials of Osiris. However, according to Bungie's statistics, that really is not the case, and that's why I'm kind of wondering here. Number one, there's two things that could be going on. I'm wondering if PvP in Destiny is just completely dead, or if B, which is more likely, if Activision is lying out their ass about how many people are actually playing Destiny. Now let's take it into account again. Activision claimed that 25 million people are playing Destiny. Bungie says that only about 182,000 people actually participated in Trials of Osiris. Or I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong number. Only 820,000 people participated in Trials of Osiris. And only 133,000 actually made the Lighthouse, and that was compared to 182,000 from the prior event. So that's where I was getting the 182 from. Sorry, I messed that up. So we have under 1 million people who did the Trials of Osiris. After everybody complaining that it wasn't there, after everybody wanting to play again, under 1 million people actually participated in it, and only 133,000 made it to the Lighthouse. So if you look at those numbers, something doesn't really add up to me. It jumps right out. It's pretty obvious. If you have 25 million total players playing your game, and only 820,000 about played Trials of Osiris, that's less than 3% of your total population of your game. Less than 3%. So, like I said, either one of two things is going on here. Either Activision is full of crap about how many people are actually playing this game, or PvP is completely dead. Because let me tell you something. Less than 3% of 25 million people, if that's all that's playing PvP and that's all that showed up for Trials of Osiris, which is like the most prestigious PvP event, supposedly, according to everybody, that's a problem. That means PvP in this game is pretty much dead and no one is even paying it much attention at this point. Which leads me to another question. If that is indeed true, if that is the case, if there really are 25 million people playing this game, and only 3% of them, or less than 3% of them, took part in Trials of Osiris, the most prestigious PvP event, why is PvP getting so much attention from Bungie with their Destiny? Why do they pay so much attention to it? Why do they focus on it so much? Why do they constantly listen to crybabies in PvP to nerf weapons that winds up affecting PvE in negative ways? Why does Iron Banner get all the attention? Why does Trials of Osiris get all the attention? Why does Trials of Osiris get the easiest path to the best loot in the game? Which is another problem, again, like we have with House of Wolves. If you play Trials of Osiris and you have a halfway decent team, most likely you're going to get a couple of wins. You're probably going to even make the Lighthouse. And all in about maybe an hour or two's worth of work. And you're going to get a just boatload of awesome loot. And again, going back to the raid, which is the hardest PvE content, you can spend hours upon hours trying to be Oryx, and in the end, all you're going to get are stupid moldering shards. You'll be lucky if you get any really good drops. The drops in the hard mode raid and the regular raid have been terrible. But again, just play Trials of Osiris, get a good team, get carried, do whatever, and you're going to be swimming in loot after only a few hours. So once again, Bungie has made the best path to loot in the game through PvP. And this is kind of true for regular Crucible also, because I've been, that's really all I play anymore in Destiny is I'll jump on and play PvP for a little bit at night if I'm trying to kill some time. And I'm getting a ton of legendary drops in Crucible. It just seems like that's where the best loot is dropping. I'm getting much better stuff out of Crucible than I get from running Heroic Strikes. So I just don't understand it. If no one is playing PvP, I don't understand why Bungie continues to promote PvP in this game, why they continue to focus on PvP. Because, you know, my personal opinion on PvP now is it was great when the game first came out. It was great during the beta. It's completely gone downhill since then. It's one of the few first-person shooter games I've ever played where PvP starts off really, really good, and then now it's really, really crappy. Normally it's the other way around. Normally PvP starts off really unbalanced. They eventually fix it, and the game becomes pretty solid. Destiny has never been balanced. The Crucible has always been a freaking mess. And it's funny because I hear a bunch of big Destiny YouTubers, oh, Destiny PvP is going to be esports and MLG and all that, and I'm like, are you serious? Because, you know, number one, Call of Duty is the big esports thing, and I think Call of Duty is a terrible game. But Call of Duty at least somehow manages to balance their game. And in terms of Destiny for esports, it's not even on the radar, let's be honest, because no one's going to play an unbalanced mess of a game in any kind of esports setting. They're not going to play it if there's supers. They're not going to play it with all these different one-hit kill weapons and grenades and all this. I mean, there's some times in Crucible you just die so fast you don't even know what's going on. The time to kill is too quick. The game's so unbalanced. You know, whether it's Arcblade or Hammer Titans or whatever you want to complain about, there's just so many different balance issues. But anyways, that's the thing I was mainly wondering about, is this numbers thing. You know, like I said, Activision claims 25 million people play this game. If only 3% of them decided to play Trials of Osiris, that to me is just a really weird number. That's either really, really bad or Activision is just lying about the total number of people that play the game. So take your pick. I don't know. Some other tidbits from this weekly update I thought were interesting. First off, Deej was on there just really trying to be funny, and he comes off like really acting like a smartass. They talked about the weapon parts issue, which a lot of you guys probably know about this if you've still been playing Taken King. Bungie decided to nerf the amount of weapon parts you got from dismantling weapons, whether it was legendary or rare or common weapons. You would get some weapon parts from those, and they cut that number down. And they said, I know everybody on the forums has been really complaining about this. I know weapon parts have been very scarce, especially if you have a lot of guns you've been infusing. If you have a particular weapon you want to level up, it can be kind of difficult to find enough weapon parts. I don't really play the game much anymore, but I do have this issue when I get on there and I actually do find something I'm kind of interested in keeping. I have problems finding weapon parts. Well, Deej comes on and he says something. He's like, you know, everybody's given us feedback about the abject poverty that was induced when we adjusted the drop rate. He says, my boss says things are getting dire for him because he's only down to 1,656 of them, so we got to act fast. So Deej is kind of being a little bit of a dick, but we're used to that. Anyways, they're going to have a November update, and they are apparently going to authorize Banshee 44 to be your weapon parts dealer. He will accept Glimmer as a form of payment. So here we go again with Bungie. This is just really funny because, number one, Bungie took away from players the ability to get more weapon parts. And a lot of people were really upset about that. So what's their solution to fix it? You think they would just change it back to the way it was before? Because that's the easiest thing to do, right? Just put it back the way it was, let players get the weapon parts they were getting before, and everybody's happy. Well, no, that's not what they're going to do. They're going to let Banshee 44 sell you weapon parts, and you're going to have to pay Glimmer for them now. So instead of just being able to earn weapon parts like you could before, at the rate you could before, now you're going to have to pay Glimmer for them, grind that Glimmer, and I'm guaranteeing it's probably going to be like 5 weapon parts for like 5,000 Glimmer or something. It's going to be a figure it's probably going to be like heavy ammo synth, 1,000 per weapon part or something crazy. So I just think it's funny, you know, instead of just fixing the problem and making players happy, Bungie, their solution is to put another thing into the game to make players have to spend in-game currency and make players have to grind a little bit more. And it's just hilarious at this point. You just have to laugh. It's just pretty funny. So that's really about it. There were some other things in the update I don't really care about anymore because, like I said, I'm not really playing the game. But apparently Eris is going to start taking Worm Spore for something, and Petra is going to exchange your Etheric Light for something. You probably get like 5 strange coins or something for it. But who knows? Anyways, guys, I just thought it was funny looking at the total numbers of people who played Trials of Osiris. It means either the game is, like, PvP is just completely dead in this game, or it means Activision is totally fudging the numbers when it comes to how many people are actually playing this game. So let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. I, of course, posted a topic about this on the forums, and people were all like, oh, you're just a hater, get out of here, you know. But none of the Desticles want to admit the fact that there's something going on with this math. It's not exactly accurate, so... Let me know what you guys think. I hope everybody's having a great day. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again next time.